ABC, how's it going? Right, okay. Just want to make a quick video. I've been watching Chris Kibler and Sound Strange Rob, their Gimme 10 videos that they've been doing over the last few months. Really enjoying them. And this week I watched Rob's latest video, which was about Gimme 10 1967. It's also a prequel to his modern classical video that's coming up, where he spoke about Sgt. Pepper at length. But at the end of that video, he showed 15 to 20 records, all pop records that came out in 1967, an absolutely incredible year for music. But in there he showed a few soul records, stuff like Aretha Franklin, Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You, James Carr, You Got My Mind Messed Up, James Brown, Live at the Apollo Volume 2. And he just got me thinking about other soul records and soul jazz records that came out that year. I didn't just want to make a video about Motown and Stax, so it's a little bit of a mixture here. So first up, another live James Brown album that came out in '67 is Live at the Garden. This is James Brown and the Famous Flames, one of their last records. They broke up not long after this and James Brown went solo. But yeah, a really nice record. Out of Sight, Prisoner of Love, Please Please Please, standard stuff. A bit of a dubious live record though, in the sense that I think a lot of crowd noise was added after the event. But yeah, really nice live album if you want to check that one out. Another live record. This is Cannonball Adderley Quintet, Mercy Mercy Mercy, live at the club. Now, yeah, so Cannonball Adderley put out a great live album at the end of 1966 called Why Am I Treated So Bad, which was based around the Staple Singers song. Now, yeah, this is, I think, the follow-up, produced by David Axelrod. It was actually recorded at Capitol Tower in front of a small invited audience. It wasn't recorded at the club, which was a venue in LA. The reason why it's called this apparently is because a friend of Adderley's purchased the club, and Adderley thought that it would be a good advertisement for his friend's venue. So which is jolly nice of him. But yeah, a really nice record. You know, very soulful, very melodic playing. I say Mercy Mercy Mercy, but also a lovely version of Sakawo, so worth checking out. Okay, so I mentioned before about Stax and Motown, so first up a bit of Stax. This is Otis Redding and Carla Thomas, King and Queen. This is actually Otis's final studio album before his death. Yeah, this is a really nice album. I mean, I think it is pretty much cobbled together. It consists of 11 tracks, 10 of which are covers. There's only one original on there. But it works really well. I think this is just as good as any of the duet albums between Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. I think it's right up there. Obviously, I mean, Otis is probably my favourite soul singer of all time. You know, absolutely wonderful vocalist. So I'm a little bit biased, but yeah, very cool. A bit more Stax. The Stax House Band, Booker T and the MGs, Hip Hugger, 1967. Obviously, just their versions of songs of the day, really. So stuff like Get Ready, Groovin', Sunny. You know, it's a nice album, and I think probably one of their best studio albums. I don't think they ever really captured their live sound on record. If ever you hear any of their live recordings, they've got much more of an edge, much more of a spike to delivery. The music's always a bit quicker, you know. So if ever you see any of the live albums, definitely worth picking up. But of the studio records, I think this is one of their best. Okay, bit of Motown. This is Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Away We Go Go. Yeah, so this is on the Tamla label. Yeah, so this again, lots of versions. I mean, certainly with both Stax and Motown, the albums did have a lot of filler, just songs of the day, really. So stuff on here like You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Walk On By, obviously Bacharach and David. But this, the reason why I'm showing this, it gives me an excuse to do a needle drop on the opening track, Whole Lot of Shaking in My Heart Since I Met You, which is a real, well, it's just a real nice northern dancer. So yeah, cool. Right, a bit more Motown. This is Chris Clark and Soul Sounds. Now, James Griffiths made a video last weekend where he talked about soul music originally recorded by black artists, which have been covered by white artists. So a lot of talk about blue-eyed soul. And when I was watching that video, this was the first thing that I thought about. This is, I say, Chris Clark, Soul Sounds. She was on Motown. I'm not sure whether being a white female artist on Motown was good for her career or not, I don't know, but she did make two really nice records for Motown, plus a couple of singles. Her vocal style was very warm, very smooth, a little bit Dusty Springfield in places. But yeah, the reason why I thought about this record, because she does a lovely version of Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, From Head to Toe, which was on their Going to a Go-Go album. I'll do a needle drop in it actually. Lovely stuff. Now, you know, the story goes that although she was a solo artist on Motown, she had an affair with Berry Gordy at the time when he was actually dating Diana Ross. Now, in 1967, Florence Ballard left the Supremes, and initially Berry Gordy was going to replace her with Chris Clark, which, you know, certainly playing with fire there, as obviously he was dating Diana Ross but also having an affair with Chris Clark. He never did that in the end, and his reasoning was that he didn't think that Middle America was quite ready for a white woman to be joining the Supremes. Would have been interesting to see what happened there, but yeah, but she did make these two wonderful albums for Motown. Yeah, so this is a US copy on Motown, as you can see. This cost me about £10. An original UK copy on Tamla Motown goes for well over £100. If you want to check out her stuff, this is a nice compilation CD that came out a few years ago, obviously on Motown. It's both of her Motown albums plus a load of unreleased stuff as well. So as you can see, I picked that up for £3 from a charity shop. But yeah, worth looking out for. Okay, a bit more Hammond jazz, it's a bit more soul jazz. This is Jimmy Smith and Respect. He made a really nice album at the end of '66 with Wes Montgomery. It's a big band album. It's called a Dynamic Duo. So it's a big band sound interspersed with Smith's Hammond organ and Wes's guitar. It works really well. This is just a solo Jimmy Smith record. Pretty much standard stuff like any record that he made throughout the 1960s. Covers of the day, stuff like Mercy, 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 Respect, Funky Broadway, Get Out of My Life Woman, and one original T-Bone Steak. Definitely worth checking out, but certainly worth it for the cover alone. There you go. Right, okay, now talking about soul music, you've got to talk about Sam and Dave in 1967. Their album Soul Men, obviously on Stax. Now, when it comes to Stax Records, the two main acts were Otis Redding and Sam and Dave. This is a great record by them. I mean, their music was just full of so much joy. It's just such a shame. You hear the stories now. They clearly didn't get on. They never spoke to each other. They used to come on different sides of the stage, sing together, then walk off opposite sides of the stage as well. Yeah, and it's, you know, you hear that, it really is heartbreaking stuff when you hear these songs, which is full of so much joy. Yeah, you can't believe it. But this was my introduction to soul music. When I was a teenager, I bought a copy of Sam and Dave's Greatest Hits, and I played that to death, and I think that is pretty much the reason why I got into soul music. So yeah, very cool. A couple more very quickly. Lou Donaldson, another little bit of soul jazz, Alligator Boogaloo. So yes, I don't know what point Lou Donaldson moved away from that hard bop sound. So I'm sure somebody can tell me, but at this point it is very much that soul jazz, Hammond organ driven sound. Playing on this album, you've got Lonnie Smith on keys. You got George Benson on guitar. Really nice album. I like all of his records from this sort of period. And finally, this is a bit of a strange one really. This is the Soul Survivors with When the Whistle Blows, Anything Goes. As you can see, this is a band of white blokes who are pretty much just covering black soul music. So covers on here of Please, 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 Too Many Fish in the Sea, Shake, Respect, A Change Is Gonna Come. But it's significant for one reason. They had a massive hit with a song called Expressway to Your Heart, which was written by Gamble and Huff. So I think that was pretty much their first hit single as songwriters. And obviously they went on to form one of the most important record labels of the 1970s in Philly International. So I thought I'd show this as well, but yeah.
wrong.